Hi, I'm Meghan from Turquoise Floating Yoga, and today we're going to be doing an intermediate SUP yoga flow. Before you get started, make sure that you're anchored in a safe spot. If you need help with how to do that, you can check out my video. I'll link it here. And then just start in a comfortable seat right at the sweet spot. And just give yourself a few moments to settle. Breathing deeply. Feeling the water beneath you. Feeling the sunshine and the breeze on your skin. Inhale, reaching the arms up overhead for a nice good morning stretch. Pressing the sit bones down into the board, reaching the fingertips up towards the sky. And then folding over, walking your hands towards the nose. Allowing your forehead to rest on the deck of the board. And taking a few nice deep breaths. And then slowly walking your hands in, reaching the hands up overhead one more time. Taking a little twist. Bringing the left hand to the outside of the right knee. Inhale to sit tall, exhale to twist and gaze over that shoulder. And then release back to center. On your next inhale, reaching the hands up overhead one more time, pressing the sit bones down into the deck of the board. And then exhale to twist, this time the right hand to the outside of the left knee. Inhale to sit tall, exhale to twist. And then releasing back to center. I'm going to start bringing some motion into the spine with some nice circles, really pressing back and then forward. Seeing if I can find a slightly bigger range of motion with each circle and then reversing it. And then I'm going to inhale, sit nice and tall, reach my fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, plant my hands behind me with my fingertips pointing forward and bring my toes to the deck of the board in front of me. I'm setting up for some boat pose options. I'm going to start opening my heart towards the sky. Now the gentlest option is to alternate toes. You can start here. If you feel good, you can lift both toes and maybe even the hands. Squeeze your core. Find your balance even if you're shaking. And then with this, you can play with straightening the legs. And then bending. And then straightening. And then bringing the toes down. Rolling over the knees, making your way into a tabletop position. Setting up with your core right at the sweet spot. And bringing in some gentle motion with some cat-cows. Inhale, look up towards the sky. Exhale, press the deck of the board away from you. And just taking some motion here to wake up the spine. You can do traditional cat-cows, or you can even bring a little side-to-side motion in with some circles here. And then press back to a child's pose. Take a few moments, take a few nice deep breaths. Dropping into the space, dropping into the feel of the water. Noticing the sunshine and all the sounds around you. And then sliding forward on your belly. Setting up with your belly close to the sweet spot. We're gonna start the first one. We're gonna keep our toes down in the back. We're gonna hover our hands, lift our hearts. Exhale, release it back down. One more like that. Hover the hands, lift the heart. Exhale, release it back down. This time, planting the hands, really spiraling the shoulder blades in, and then lifting maybe to your baby cobra, or maybe all the way up to your cobra, if your back feels warm enough. Really shining your heart forward, dropping the shoulders down and away from your ears. And then releasing back down. And we're gonna just press back to your tabletop position. Now from your tabletop position, we're gonna extend the right leg long behind us. Squeeze the knee in towards the heart, step the right foot through. It's gonna help with balance if you wiggle walk the foot a little bit towards the rail, set your drishti, your focal point, on something not moving. And then you can bring the hands maybe to the thigh, or if you're feeling good, you can bring the hands all the way up overhead and maybe open your heart. It helps to really stomp the right foot and the left knee down into the deck of the board for that balance, pressing evenly as you open your heart. One more nice deep breath, and then slowly with control bringing the hands down to frame out that front foot. And then we're gonna tuck the back toe, popping up off the back knee. I'm pressing my weight into the right foot and the left hand, squeezing my core. If your right hand feels nice and light, maybe reaching it up towards the sky. Taking a little twist. Bringing that hand back down, dropping the left knee, and then working our way into the half splits. Squaring my hips forward, and then sending my hips back, really flexing into the front foot. And then just flow with your own breath and your own pace through your half splits, checking in with your hamstrings, checking in with your hips. And then tucking up onto the back toe one more time, sending the right foot back to your plank position. And then chaturanga, half or full push-up. Inhale, opening your heart. And then press back just to child's pose. Take a moment to breathe. Reconnecting with your breath, settling back down for just a moment. And then coming back to your tabletop position. From your tabletop, this time we're gonna extend the left leg long behind us. Squeeze the knee in towards the heart, step the left foot through. You can either keep it here or wiggle walk that left foot towards the rail. Set your drishti, your focal point, on something not moving. Press down into those 2 points of contact, and the hands maybe come to the thigh, or maybe all the way up overhead. If you're feeling really good, open your heart. And then bringing the hands down to frame out the foot. We're gonna tuck the back toe coming up off the back knee. Press your weight into the left foot and the right hand. Once your left hand is light, taking a nice little twist. Bringing the left hand back down, dropping the right knee, and taking our half splits on the other side. Really squaring our hips forward. And then sending our hips back, flexing into the front foot. And you can move at your own pace through your half splits. Making sure your knee is not going past your, to keep that knee safe. And then we're gonna tuck up off the back toe, send our right foot back for our plank position, and then chaturanga, half or full push-up, opening your heart, and this time pressing all the way back to downward facing dog. In your down dog, it helps to press evenly through both hands and both feet. Check in with your breath. If your hamstrings are tight, make sure to micro bend the knees. You can even pedal out the feet. And taking a few more nice deep breaths. And then when you're ready, baby stepping the feet to the sweet spot. Taking a moment to hang, you can micro bend your knees if you need to. Inhaling to a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, swan diving down. Inhale to your halfway lift. Planting the hands, stepping back to your plank position. Chaturanga. Inhale, open your heart. And exhale, press back to downward facing dog. And take a nice deep breath, actually a few nice deep breaths here to really reset. And we're gonna do one more vinyasa. Option one is to do it the same way we just did by baby stepping the feet. If you want a little more, you can try hopping the feet to the sweet spot. Inhaling to a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, swan diving down. Inhale to a halfway lift. Planting the hands, you can either step or jump the feet back to your plank position. Chaturanga. Open your heart. And press back to your downward facing dog. Take a few nice deep breaths. Step your left foot right towards the center. Send your right leg high for your three-legged dog. From here, really press evenly into both hands as you send your heart back to help with balance. If you feel really good, you can even try opening the knee, opening the hip, and see if you can balance through some hip circles. If you're doing the circles, reverse directions, send the leg high one more time. This time, squeezing the knee in towards the heart, stepping the right foot through. Now, option one is to drop the left knee down, and you can do your modified warriors from here. Or, if you want a little bit more, option two is when you send that right knee in, step the right foot through, power up through the back foot, press your feet down, squeeze your core as you walk your hands up your thigh, and stand tall for your warrior one. Drop the shoulders, use that drishti. And then bringing the hands back down. Step the foot back to your plank position. Chaturanga. Inhale, opening your heart. Exhale, pressing back to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths to reset. This time we're going to step the right foot towards the center. Send the left leg high for a three-legged dog. Pressing evenly through your points of contact. Option to hold here, or option to bend the knee, open the hip, and maybe even take some hip circles. If you're circling the hip, try to reverse it. And then send the leg high one more time. On the next inhale, we're going to send the knee in towards the heart, step the left foot through. You can either drop the right knee down or stand tall into your warrior one. Remember, you have two options here. You can do your modified warrior on your knees, or you can stand all the way tall. Really squeeze like crazy through your thighs in your warrior one. And then bringing your hands back down, frame out the foot, step your foot back to your plank position, chaturanga. Inhale, open your heart. This time, press back to child's pose and take a break. Allow yourself a few nice deep breaths. Option to walk the right hands towards the right rail to take a nice side body stretch. Walking your hands back through center. And then walking your hands over to the left side. And then walking your hands back through center. And then when you're ready, tucking those toes, pressing back to downward facing dog. From here, either stepping or jumping the feet to your sweet spot. Inhaling to your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, swan diving down. Inhale to a halfway lift. Planting the hands, either stepping or jumping the feet back to your plank, chaturanga. Open your heart and press back to downward facing dog. One or two nice deep breaths here. Then stepping the right foot towards the center, sending the left leg high. Option one is to squeeze the knee in towards the heart. You can plant the left foot down if you're doing your modified warriors, or you can stand tall into your warrior one. Really bend into the front knee. This time we're going to open to warrior two. And then back to warrior one before bringing our hands down, squaring our hips, sending the right foot back, chaturanga. Open your heart and press back to downward facing dog. And you might notice everything takes a little more effort on the board. You're using a little more core. So take a moment, catch your breath. You can micro bend the knees if you need to. When you're ready, we're going to step the right foot to the center and the left leg high. Squeezing the knee in towards the heart. You can either set up for your modified warrior one on your knees, or you can stand tall into your warrior one. Drop the shoulders, really bend into the front knee, and then spiraling the back foot to open to our warrior two. Coming back through our warrior one, bringing the hands down, squaring the hips, sending the leg back to your plank position. One more chaturanga. Inhale, open your heart. And exhale, press back to downward facing dog. And then drop to your child's pose one more time. And just take a few breaths here. Really reset yourself. And then when you're ready, make your way to a comfortable seat. And give yourself a moment to check in with yourself. See if you're holding tension anywhere. Taking some little neck circles. Taking some shoulder circles. Pressing the shoulders up, back, and down. And then from here, I'm going to do a little bit more core work. I'm going to go back to my boat pose now that my hamstrings are stretched. I'm going to inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, plant the hands behind me, bring my toes to the board in front of me. Now this time, we're going to do a side boat. So I'm going to reach for both of my big toes with my left hand. My right hand is planted behind me. You can keep the legs bent or straighten them. You can keep the back hand down, or you can hover the back hand. Squeeze your core like crazy. Use that drishti or focal point on something not moving. One more nice deep breath. And then bending the knees, and we're gonna switch sides. So the left hand plants behind me. I'm grabbing both toes with my right hand. The legs can be bent or straight. The back hand can stay down or hover up. Squeezing the core, using your drishti. Really trusting yourself here. One more nice deep breath. And then bending the knees, releasing. Maybe taking a few more circles. And just check in with yourself. Notice if anything feels a little different from when you started. And then we're gonna lay back, setting up for some bridge or wheel poses. So setting up, we're gonna lay back so that our spine is nice and flat to the deck of the board. Knees are bent, feet are hips width distance apart. And to set myself up, I'm gonna reach my fingertips towards my ankles, press my feet, really stomping them down into the deck of the board, and then inhale, lift my hips. And then exhale, slowly release everything back down. Gonna windshield wiper the knees side to side. We're gonna set up for one more bridge pose. You have a couple options here. Option number one is to do the same thing, reaching the fingertips towards the ankles. Option two is to interlace the fingers underneath the back as you inhale and lift your hips high. Really stomp those feet down, lift those hips high, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your thighs. Now you can either hold here, or you can wiggle off the left foot towards the center and send the right leg high. Replacing the right leg down, wiggle walking the right foot towards the center, send the left leg high. Replacing the left foot down, stomping both feet down, send your hips high one more time. And then releasing the hands and releasing one vertebrae at a time back down to the deck of the board. Windshield wipering the knees side to side. Hugging the knees into heart center. Taking a moment to really appreciate yourself for all the work that you've done, for taking the time to do something for yourself out in nature. Take a moment to really soak that in. And then we're slowly gonna make our way to a comfortable seat one more time. Take a moment to shake out your neck or your shoulders. Extend both legs long. Inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. And exhale, folding over the extended legs. And now pushing or pulling, just using your breath. With each exhale, allowing yourself to drop a little deeper. And just breathe. Sitting tall, bending those knees, laying back one more time. Hugging the knees into heart center. Send your body some love and gratitude. Scooting your hips to the left, dropping your knees to the right. Your hands can be cactus or out wide, dangling in the water. And just start slowing everything down. And then hugging your knees back into heart center one more time. And then this time, scooting your hips to the right, dropping your knees left for your supine twist on the other side. Arms are to cactus or out wide, looking up or to the right. As you slow down your breath, slow down your mind. And then hugging your knees back into heart center. At this point, take any final poses your body is craving, and then I'll have you do your own Savasana if you're in a safe place away from any boat traffic, and you can comfortably relax for a few minutes. Give yourself a nice Savasana and just clear your mind. Thank you so much for joining me for our intermediate SUP yoga flow. If that was helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for all things SUP and SUP yoga.